Well, good evening, everybody. It is Brad.
And Christa.
From the Big Family Homestead. Yay! Yay! Crowd goes wild. Stuff and things are flying out of the sky.
Oh, let's hope not.
Well, when we get to be like a big channel like Wrangler Star, maybe we can talk to some of the military personnel and get a flyover like they do at stadium games. Just over our house. We just want to...
Oh, my goodness.
Is it okay if we happen to have an attack helicopter just fly over?
Yeah, no.
What do you think?
No.
So good evening, folks. It is time for some fun. We are going to have another exciting...
Soon to be classic.
...edition of Monday Night Rocks with... I just made that up.
Yeah, we've changed our live night, so it's totally thrown us. Brad doesn't make his classic lists anymore. I do.
Actually, no. I usually do.
I hit the table.
You can't hit the table.
I forgot.
We got a new toy. We got a new toy that hopefully is going to help you guys hear Christa better.
Right.
As you can see, it's kind of in front of her rather than in front of me.
What's that saying? I'm soft-spoken. Right. No, I'm really not.
She's camera shy.
That is true. That is
so
true.
Hopefully the sound is good because this is pretty much what has consumed my day.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. I had to drive a long way, one way, buy it, get it back,
and then
get it
figure
ready,
it out.
Get it ready. So hopefully it sounds worth it.
Yes. Oh, good. Alicia likes this night better.
Oh, good.
I do too,
Alicia.
actually. I was just telling Brad yesterday that I really have enjoyed not having to
have a Sunday off.
To have a Sunday off.
Yeah.
Just to go do stuff with the kids, just to hang out, watch movies, or play games. We've been playing Ticket to Ride. How many nights a week? 3 or 4 nights a week?
Well, you're assuming they know what that is.
Oh, it's a new board. Well, it's not a new board game. It's new to us.
A board game.
It's a board game where it's got the map of the United States on it, and you get these route cards, and you have to figure out your route. And I won yesterday.
I won the day before.
Right.
But it's been a lot of fun, and it's even digestible for a kid Ruth's age.
Yes,
she played on her. She usually had in the past had to have a team. She would be on a team.
She would be on a team, right? Because it's ages 8 and up. Well, she's almost 8, and she's figured it out. With watching us play and learning, and so she's doing really, really well. She played on her own last night.
Julie James is asking about snow, and the answer is yes, we did, but not much. We got snow today.
It didn't stick.
No, thank heavens.
Thank goodness.
However, we are going to talk a little bit tonight about some books that Julie James has written. She is and she might not use this term, but I'm going to use this term because she's modest, and I'm not modest when it comes to making sure that people understand who the heck you're talking to. Julie James is an expert in the quilting arena. She even teaches classes on it, and we are going to be doing a little feature of some of the ebooks she's created because she can't get all around the country all the time to do these classes, so she figured ebooks are going to be the way to go. We're going to talk about that a little bit later if I can remember. So do we got a note?
I have a note.
We got a note?
Got a note.
And
it's right there.
We're going to be making sure that you guys can get your hands on those in the near future if you so desire.
Yeah.
So, stuff that's been going on this week as we... Oh, by the way, the topic tonight is going to be saving money.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of money. We have...
stuff and things.
Look at all these things. These are all just topics.
Right.
Stuff around the house, stuff in the kitchen, stuff for entertainment. All of the things that we have kind of figured a way to pinch a penny till it screams and or what does that say? They say you pinch a nickel till it poops out 5 or 10 pennies. That's one of them things.
I've never heard that before. Never heard that.
So, well, why don't you say hi to some of the folks?
All right. Hi there.
Late.
$5 Fines online store. Bandana Grandma, NYC Homesteader. Julie James, Life in the UP. I almost said in the up, but I know it's UP. Northeast Irishman, Scott M. Franklin, North Carolina. The Hot Mess Homesteader. Funny name. That's great.
That is a funny name.
Pia Hess. Southern Prairie Homestead, Steve Gunink.
Gun ink.
Gun ink.
No, I think it's gun ink.
Gun ink.
No, there's
Gun
two
ink.
N's.
No.
Two N's.
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Because the other day he put up on the Big Family Devotions, Gun ink.
Steve, all I gotta say is I'm sorry. Maybe it's a mental block. I don't know. I promise you I'm not trying to mess your name up.
No, he's really not. All right, Jared Knight is here. Geeky Gardens Wood Trucker 1, Rhonda, Charlesworth, Tyler Woods, Esther S, Phoebe Long. She's always got some really funny comments.
All right.
Kathy is here. So
Kathy Shake.
how are you?
So many welcomes to you guys. Tonight is all about saving money. And so when a topic comes up, because I know I've seen recently Bandana Grandma, they did a video with Living on a Dime. And it was all about saving money. And this is a topic that everybody can appreciate because no matter how much cash we have, it always seems like it's
not enough.
Almost enough. You know, one of the funniest statements I've heard when people say I don't have a lot of money is I always have more month than money.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
More month than money. And so tonight we're going to share some of the stuff that we do and have learned.
Yep.
And this is part of the deal. You got to share. Like when a topic comes up, start typing.
Yep.
This can be a treasure trove of information for people.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the fact that YouTube, I don't know how long ago it was when they switched from, they used to not have the chat as documented with the video, so you could watch the video and see the chat. It didn't used to be that way.
Right. Now they have it to where if you're watching the replay, you can also watch the replay of the chat, which is really, really nice. If you're on a mobile device, right underneath the title, you just hit the live chat button and it pops up and you're good.
That way, your good ideas can be shared among the peeps as well.
Yes. Yes.
So where do you want to start? Inside, outside?
Well, we're not done with what we've done this week.
Oh, we haven't started. We're coming back to the money.
We haven't really started our show yet, hon.
Go ahead,
We're already
baby.
10 minutes in.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so this week has been fun. This past weekend, we went to the Maple Fest, and they were handing out maple tree saplings.
Good ones.
Yeah. They were like 3 feet piece, 3
Some
foot
of them.
long. So
Some of them,
yeah. we've mapped out a place where we want to put those, and we'll probably put those in the ground tomorrow, because the guy is the arborist that we spoke to said this is the perfect time to put them in the ground for up here anyway.
Yep. Which ironically we have not done because
Because what?
we put the white spruce in the ground.
I know. I was getting to that.
Okay.
Yes. We also got from this arborist.
There you go.
This is a very strange thing for Brad.
What?
I'm in control of the list and the conversation at the moment.
Then keep her moving.
I'm gonna
keep her moving.
Anyway, so we talked to the arborist, and he had a fantastic deal on a bundle of white spruce saplings as well. So we got 30 of those for $30. That was such a good deal. And so we planted those this weekend. We planted those on Saturday to make more of like a snow fence / privacy fence, noise fence. Yeah.
Yep.
So
What else you got on the list there?
Also what we did this weekend is we got Macy's stall ready.
Macy is our milk cow.
Yes.
And she is getting ready to pop. She's got a calf ready to be calved, and the bag is getting big, and the thing is getting straight. Here's a video about it.
What thing is getting
The
straight?
business, the lady business of
not-
the cow.
Not straight, just
Gushy.
squishy. Yeah, there was.
She's made a video on it.
There is some stuff there today. It's kind of gross. Anyway,
Excretions.
yes, a little gross.
It's
but,
normal. It's about
Yes.
what happens when it's almost time.
Right. So, I don't want. It still gets really cold here at not really cold. It gets into mid-30s at night here, and we do have in the pastures we have some swales and standing water still in some areas, and I would just I'd be beside myself in grief if she had this calf out at night in a puddle of water and it perished. So I closed in this large side of the stall where we've got the feeders, and that's where we're going to put her. So
it's ready to go. We just got to get some straw from a local farmer that we're friends with.
Yep.
And so if you're listening, friend, you know who you are. We need to get some straw.
Yep, we need a few bales. So not too terribly. It will still be, she's not going to be inside. Like, I know a lot of farmers, when their cows are having calves, they're still outside, because if they've been outside all winter and you bring them inside,
They get sick.
They get too hot and they can get sick.
Yeah.
So, she's been in and outside all winter, so she will she will be right at the doorway there, so where she still gets sunlight and fresh air and things like that.
Right. So the cow is ready to launch. Let's see what else has gone on.
Yeah, it's 1 week till blast off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got chicks coming this week.
We
Chicks,
do.
as in our little meat birds, they're going to be delivered. And I'll tell you what, that's one of the ways. I mean, I know I'm jumping the gun, but if you can raise your own food, that is a serious way to save a lot of money.
Huge savings.
So, but
yeah.
other things?
Other things, we have 2 weeks left of school.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and
Yeah.
But go ahead and finish.
So
out what you got.
we have 2 weeks left of school. I've actually, okay, this is going to sound silly. I've actually kind of thought that I might shorten up our summer break. When it's super hot in August, I might start a bit earlier. I might start maybe the end of July, but I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes.
There's been a lot of studies that show that if you take big long breaks, it's a lot harder for the student to recover and remember what it was that they were dealing with.
Right.
So I know homeschooling is definitely where I kind of go, yes, ma'am. Generally, unless I have a real reason to push back, I'm going. You know what you're doing.
Right. You always give me really good tips and helpful ideas on, okay, if I'm stumped on something. But there's a lot of folks that homeschool year round. They shorten their week to 4 days a week, and they will take 3-week breaks, different periodic periods throughout the year. So I don't know, I might lean towards that. I'm not exactly sure, so we'll see.
So I kind of think that that's wise, because just the studies that I've seen. But
I think our kids would scream and fall down dead if that happened.
Well, they're not used to having a full summer like the public school summers are.
Kind of.
We have never done it.
Well,
it's always been long, but never like that.
Yeah, the year before we started late because we moved up here, and then ended early because we still had a lot to do.
Right.
So, I don't know. I think I might have a protest on my hands if I go full year, all year round.
Push off. Okay, so here's the thing. There's some big news that is happening in our family. And I cannot remember whether we've full on told you guys or but I'll get to it.
I know.
I know you got the list, but calm down.
I was just saying,
Calm
I
down.
think
She's
we
gonna
have.
give me a paper cut with that list. Anyway, so if we have not already said so, our son Jonathan has made a decision to enlist in the Army, and he has done so. We spent this morning, and we're super happy because let me tell you what, the kid, he's a sweetheart of a kid, but he does need some structure, and he's of that age where he's like, Mom, Dad, you don't know, blah, 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 blah.
Listening to you. Yeah.
So, anyway, we're tickled to death. Not only are we just proud as can be because we feel like it's an important thing to serve your country, but I just know that he's going to flourish. And the job that he's selected now, if you don't know, the way that the military works now is not the way it works when I joined the Marine Corps.
We're not supposed to tell his job, remember?
Okay. She's reminding me that we're not supposed to tell his job.
Right. It's a really good one. So there.
It's going to fit him nicely.
Perfectly.
He'll work with his hands.
Yes.
He will not.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't tell his job. Sorry. So I guess we should have talked about that beforehand.
Right.
Yeah. But we are super proud of him. hoping that, this will be a really good...
Let's see if I can do something here. Let's try that, guys. We were working on getting our settings all right.
Yeah.
And we're still working on it, so hopefully that will help a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're super proud, and he got a job that he's happy with, and I think he'll be very content.
Right. He almost chose the same job as his brother,
which we would not
have been happy with. However, I think David probably would have loved it.
Well, and they would probably have gotten stationed. I'm going to try one more thing, guys, here. I'm going to turn this down even a little bit more.
Right. And speaking of David, someone's asking any news on the grandbaby. The grandbaby is growing nicely. They have about 4 more months. The baby's due in August. So
yeah,
we cannot wait to
meet the baby.
Meet that baby.
Get that hands on that baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So anyway, that's huge news for our family, and so for the well-wishers, thank you very much.
Yes.
Now, what else do we have before we move into the money-saving awesomeness?
The Thrive sale.
Well, bring it on here. Ooh, I've got a graphic.
Bandana Grandma just put up the page. It ends tonight.
Midnight.
At 11:59 Mountain Time. So if you're East Coast, that's a little bit later for you, which is nice. But yeah, it's 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time is when that sale ends tonight. So if you are, still on the fence about wanting to get a few deals off of their website, don't hesitate, because it is almost done.
We've gone blank, and the jazz music is back. Bang! I gotta zap the jazz music.
Oh my heavens!
So I'm trying to do a few things there.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will help with some of that sound.
Yeah.
We're still tweaking the mic.
Okay, Claire news. Claire is almost finished with high school. She graduates in a couple of weeks, and then she will be working like a fiend all summer. It feels like winter all year. No, all summer, and then she'll be off to college September 1st.
Yeah, which bittersweet. Glad for her, but it's one of those things where, well, I can't talk too much about it, or else she's gonna have a meltdown. It's that way for me too. It's that way for me too. When your kids are growing up, and it's one of them things. It's just not fun, but has to be. It has to be.
Can you please?
Oh, okay. Continue on with that.
No.
What?
Let me
I don't
have the
understand
mouse.
what you're asking.
May I have the mouse, please?
Oh. I'm not doing this.
No.
Okay. I didn't see what you were.
Yep.
Yeah. It's called a give and take when people try to talk. So there you have that.
It doesn't matter. It's,
Anyway,
so. Okay, so what else? Okay. Do you want to talk about the website real quick?
Our website?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This right here?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So we don't forget.
Yeah, not a problem. As you know, Julie James, we mentioned earlier that she is the queen bee of quilting.
Yeah.
And we've kind of tried to figure out a way where we can help some folks out who've got really good stuff that they either make or information that they have that would be great for our crowd. And frankly, we're not good at quilting, and she is great at it. So she has created some ebooks that we are going to feature on our website very soon. She's making some final tweaks and updates, and she's even, I didn't tell you this because we've been running around.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to offer a free pattern. A free pattern that she's created. And so we're gonna get on that very soon. So be looking for that. If you're not already a subscriber to the newsletter that we have yet to write for our website, that would be a good place to start, because we're gonna really hit the gas. And I mentioned this last week too, guys, that if there are folks out there who have something that you make that would complement what we do, reach out.
Yep.
Because, we don't make and do everything, even though we try to learn as much as we can. If there's a way that we can offer you guys a great way to offer the products and services and information that you have, and you benefit a little and we benefit a little, we love those win-win-win-win-win deals.
Definitely.
So reach out if you're interested. If you have something that you want to just say, hey, would this work? Our email address is in the link below, and it's info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
with that said,
She does, a side note, she makes amazing quilts. She is super, super talented. She made one for Grace.
oh,
It was gorgeous.
Yes.
Absolutely gorgeous, and Grace absolutely loves it. So it's got her name on it, which I love. So
well, Alicia, the whole idea is to approach us,
right.
not to make a mini commercial right now. Smiley face.
Oh, I just snorted. Isn't that fantastic?
I guess I kind of stepped in that
You
one.
did totally step in that one up to your knees.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about things that we can, that everybody can do to save money around the house that are super, super easy. They don't take a lot of money, if any, to start up. How do you want to start with this?
Let me see. We worked on our list. Why don't we start food? Food is an easy one because we deal with food a lot. We have 7 kids. Not all of them are home now.
Right.
But
they still eat a lot.
And, Alicia, I'm not bitter or angry or anything like that. It just was really funny because I didn't think about it. And it's like, yeah, he probably says, hey, everybody start selling your stuff. I meant we'd love to help you.
Yes, we'd love to help you by selling it on our website for you. So,
yeah, Tina, and I've been waiting on your email too, by the way. She's mentioning because
gotcha.
she did reach out, and I was waiting for some kind of continued
she's
conversation.
busy with a family issue. So,
Right.
Yep.
Not a problem.
No.
All right. So food stuff. Now, once again, if you have ideas on a topic on ways people could save money, type it in there.
Yep.
Even if we've talked about it, maybe you've got a new spin on it.
Right.
So easy things. Why don't you start?
All right. So easy things, in the kitchen, food wise, bagged salads.
It's not a good deal.
Super pricey. You can get, it has lettuce, carrots, and cabbage generally. You can get ones that are just lettuce, but they're like, how much are they? I don't even know because we haven't bought them forever. I think, aren't they like $3 or $4 a bag? It's insane. So, a head of lettuce, if you buy it, maybe $1.50. $1.70. If you buy the bag with the organic bag of the 3 heads of romaine lettuce, it might be $3. Well, for us, if we're having salad for dinner, just salad, we'll eat the whole bag. And that's $3. You just have to cut it and wash it. The bagged salads, they're already washed, but you're spending so much more money.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and well, yes, that's the short answer. The only trick to that is that you really don't want to buy more than you're going to use.
True.
Because it's generally going to get wasted.
Right.
And Thrive Life does not make a salad mix yet.
No, they really don't.
They do not.
It's really kind of hard to have freeze-dried lettuce.
It would probably
pretty crunchy.
So, yeah, the lettuces, that's a deal.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about basic shopping things, and then we'll get into specifics.
Okay.
One thing that you'll notice about the way that a grocery store will place their items is they place the ones that they're going to make the most profit on right at eye level. If you're looking for the good deals, either look to the bottom of the racks or the top of the racks. Those are the places that you're going to find the best bargains. And sometimes the best bargains will be generics, but not always.
No, not always. You know, a lot of times the store or the name brand is going to be cheaper than the store brand. You just have to watch the size and the amount per ounce. The Aldi stores.
You keep going. I'm going to check something.
Okay. The Aldi stores are a huge way to save tons of money. And they have gone to where it's, they're getting rid of all the pesticides that the farmers use for all of the foods. And they're going more natural, which is fantastic. What else?
Well, all these salads. Oh, I was just talking about general shopping traits.
True. That's
now,
true.
one thing that, well, first of all, yes, Aldi stores kick butt.
Yeah.
If you have access to an Aldi store or a GFS, like a Gordon Food Service store,
I miss that store.
they have such great deals. However, you still have to watch them because sometimes their sale prices are not really on sale. They're just trying to get rid of them.
Right.
Which brings me to name brand versus generics versus coupons. All right. Now, a lot of people think that, okay, I'm going to store up my coupons and then I'm going to go buy ragu spaghetti sauce, when in reality, even getting the deal on the ragu spaghetti sauce, you're still paying more than you would a generic. Now, I understand that sometimes you just don't want the generic. You like the taste of that one. That you're going to have to decide for yourself how you're going to deal with that.
Right, right. I mean, even if you had a double coupon day, do they even do double coupons anymore? I don't even know. But, a jar of ragu is about $3.50, at least here.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. And I will be honest, I grew up, my mom always made ragu, and I absolutely love the flavor of it. So once in a great while, I'll buy it, just as a treat. But normally we buy the cans that are $1, and it tastes really good. And those are on the bottom two shelves. You just gotta watch.
Yep. And in terms of the couponing, I understand that there are people that swear on extreme couponing. We've tried it twice in our lives, but first of all, you have to be like hyper organized. Like even to make like the best, to make those deals where you see the videos where it's like a haul of all of this stuff, and it can be done, but number one, you have to be willing to wait a long period of time till that coupon and that item come together under the light of the stars and the heavens line up, and then you can get your good deal. But most people can't shop that way.
No, you got to think, how long is it taking me to save 50 cents? Is it worth your time per hour? That was one thing that I couldn't get past, is I'm spending all of this time,
hours and hours.
Hours and hours and hours away from my family because I'm so focused on this that I'm missing out on the real what's the word I'm trying to say?
I would say you're wasting your time.
Yes, I'm taking away time from my family to do this, and that's not worth it to me.
Well, and that's the thing. You gotta be willing to say, okay, what is my threshold? I'm just seeing a coupon or a coupon. A comment was from the Adaptive Maritimer. With me, it's brand name or bust. And you know what? Some people, I get that.
Yeah.
If that's just how it is. However, then you just have to have it in your head. You're going to pay more money.
Right.
And if you're okay with that, you're okay with that.
Right. Yeah. I tried it for a long time, and the store brand items, the majority of the items, I won't say all, I will say the majority of the items taste just as good as the name brands. For us anyway. Now, however, we won't buy generic Hellmann's because it's
mayonnaise.
It's Hellmann's or nothing.
Yeah, and that one is one we're sticklers with.
Right. We tried Duke's, like Duke's. I tried homemade. It's almost as good, just not quite Hellmann's.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that and Aldi has it. And it's slightly cheaper than even Walmart.
Yeah.
So
I want to address something that I saw Larry say earlier about growing things in your garden. And yes, 100% yes, and that is on our list.
Yes.
But we didn't want to like lead with that because it would seem like all we're going to do is talk about the stuff that we do.
yeah, because not everybody can.
Not everybody can.
Right.
And so to address that, yes, if you have the ability to do a garden, I suggest it highly. Not only are you going to save a ton of money, however, you have to be careful. Here is the dirty secret about gardening that most people won't tell you. And it's not a joke.
I was going to say, the soil?
Is not a joke. The dirty secret is most of the time people do it in a way that they spend so much getting set up that it would have been a lot cheaper for them to buy 5 times the amount of produce right off the shelf.
Right.
When you're setting your garden up, you have got to be judicious in where you get your soil. Are you going to get your plants from seed? Are you going to use things that you already have? Because if you do not, you'll end up spending a lot more than if you had just bought the stuff right off the shelf.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we've done that.
We have done that. You know, it for us to start our seeds, you know, now that you say that, it did take us some getting, you know, we had to buy seed starter soil. You know, the potting mix.
Because here we don't have, everything's frozen.
Everything's frozen. I couldn't get it out of the garden. You know, of course, now in the garden, that dirt is more clumpy. It doesn't hold its moisture as long as this potting mix. So, but what I do plan on doing is saving that soil and reusing it.
Well, and you can always add nutrient supplements to it, like liquid nutrients. And we're big advocates of what they call worm tea, vermicomposting, using worms, specifically in our case, red wigglers, as a way to implement your soil with amazing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But that does not need to be expensive.
No.
It does not need to be expensive. But when it comes to the garden, yes, garden everything you can. Just be very careful that you're not spending more than you're actually saving.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get back to the grocery store. Let's talk about some of these no-brainer items. And I'm seeing a lot of great ideas, guys, by the way. Keep them coming. Okay, I'll do one and then you do one.
Well, this one is kind of a two. Okay,
I'm going there.
Okay, I'll do the other one.
Okay, you do that one.
Okay.
What was it, about 4 years ago?
Yeah.
I got gifted, which is something I wanted, one of those Keurig coffee machines. It only took me about 2 weeks before I realized that the Keurig coffee machine was of the devil.
Yeah, it really was.
Because I'm like, ooh, this one tastes like Frappuccino. Ooh, this tastes like that, and this tastes like that. And it didn't dawn on me that it was getting really expensive really fast.
Yeah. How much? I can't remember. How much were they per K-cup? Wasn't it?
It
was over $1 per cup of coffee.
And we figured out that they were actually, the model of Keurig that I had, it had some kind of copy protection that it would not allow you to use generic K-cups in it. It wouldn't read them, so it wouldn't make the coffee.
Right.
And so I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then we figured out that somebody had made a hack, and you can get like this generic red
plastic.
Yeah, a little
filter.
K-cup that you put your own coffee in.
Yeah.
And then you can use that. But K-cups, stay away from K-cups.
Well, not only are they expensive, they're filling up the landfills. I mean, and now I think they're starting to make ones that are biodegradable, but you know, still, it's.
But still, and the convenience. Yes, you're getting a convenience factor where you're like, oh, I want this plop.
Yeah.
But they're pricey.
Yes, they are.
So reusable is, in our opinion, if you're gonna have one of those things, think reusable.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I didn't want to cut you off.
No.
Now the other thing that is a huge pet peeve of mine is that they have in the store and they're ridiculously priced are season packets and marinades.
Oh, marinades $1 a piece.
Oh, it's insane.
And those are for the cheap ones.
Those are the cheap ones that have tons of sodium, tons of MSG and other chemicals, preservatives and things like that. That, you know, it's just, it's not good for your family. So we make all of our own seasonings and marinades. You know, anytime we have grilled chicken or something, Brad, he's so funny. He will he will create this glorious marinade, right? Out of stuff he's just on the shelf. He's an evil scientist is what he is in the kitchen. So he goes in, he just pulls this off the shelf, and he makes this marinade for chicken or pork or whatever, and then he'll never remember how he made it. Drives me bonkers.
That is quite true.
Yes.
We're getting better about writing down what we make.
Well, because I'll hound you.
You'll be like, that was awesome.
That was awesome. What did you put in there? And so I'll have to write down what he made and save it.
Well, yeah. You know, I'm just seeing more comments on the coffee thing. Mm-hmm. And what I've graduated to is I don't use a Keurig machine anymore at all.
We got rid of
I don't even use the single service coffee thing anymore. I use a camping percolator.
Yeah, a percolator, yep. He's the only one that drinks coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Yep. Ooh, mine.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you give him another idea?
Okay. Baking mixes. That's another huge savings. Because if you
buy them.
Don't buy them. You know okay, but time out.
Okay, you got to finish your thought.
No. Okay. But there's a lot of the baking mixes are just they're overpriced. And you can make them so easily at home. There's tons of websites that have different recipes for brownies, cakes, biscuits, muffins, whatever. And waffles, and pancakes. Yeah, we have one that we absolutely love, a pancake mix. And it's just a few ingredients. It's not hard. But anyway.
Yeah, well, but what she was getting at was there's this one recipe that we make that we break the rule on, and it's called Lemon Bliss, and we have not found a good substitute cake mix that we've come up with that makes the Lemon Bliss the way it is. Now, Lemon Bliss, if you can imagine it, it's kind of like a graham crackery, crusty kind of butter and sugar.
It's cake. It's a cake.
No, the bottom.
Yeah, it's a cake mix.
Right. But I'm describing what it's like.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then the top is?
The top is eggs, cream cheese.
It's like a custard.
Yeah, it's like a custard. It's eggs and cream cheese and I can't remember. I haven't made it in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's delicious, and that's the only thing that we'll actually buy cake mix for.
Right, because it's just easy.
And the dollar cake mix is fine.
Right, exactly. So we buy the lemon cake mix, and then we make the filling. So.
Tammy Hansen says, Brad, I noticed that in one of your older videos you were cooking. You were the one cooking. What happened, Phil? I cook all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. When we do our live thing on Thursdays, it's just set up that way because
I don't do the computer stuff.
We just did it.
Yeah.
And I actually do probably more cooking than Mama does.
Yeah. I think it's probably.
And there's nothing bad about that. I don't mind doing it. I like doing it, actually.
Right.
So maybe I'll have to whip up a video here and there.
Yeah.
But all that to say.
Anyway.
More money saving.
Water bottles.
Oh, what about them?
Don't buy them. Water bottles.
Okay.
Don't buy water bottles.
Okay.
We have, there's at Walmart, they have tons of these kind of cups. Walmart, they have kinds that, they have the screw tops. It's just, it's so expensive to buy these water bottles, and, you're just throwing away you're just filling up the landfill with these plastic bottles unless you can recycle them. But yeah, I like having steel, and you really, the plastic, especially, don't freeze the plastic bottles and then drink out of it, because when that ice expands that plastic bottle, it releases those chemicals into your water and you're drinking that. So.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And it'll save you a lot of money.
Right.
Now, I see a lot of people are saying they make their own taco mixes. Here's a little secret. One of the things that we're putting together is that we're going to put on our website for sale is Christa's secret Sasson mix.
Yummy.
Now, we actually have a video on basic Sasson mix.
Not
and
the
it's
secret one.
It's incredible, but we have tweaked it and we've made it better.
Yep.
And that will be coming to a theater near you soon. As a matter of fact, we just got the bags in the mail.
Yep. We have everything now that we need to put it together and put it on the website.
See if you want any. All right, more shopping stuff.
Okay, more shopping stuff. This is more like cleaner stuff.
Household cleaners.
Household cleaners.
Money.
Those are expensive.
Yep.
Windex is what, $3.50 or more per bottle?
Depending.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And then the scrubby stuff. What is it called? It's
soft scrub.
It's like a soft scrub.
That's the name brand.
Yeah, that's the name brand. But it's an alternative to that, to where it's baking soda, vinegar, cast iron soap, and then what is it? And that's it. And that works just as good as the soft scrub stuff, and you've got no chemicals in there that are harmful. No harmful chemicals. I mean, vinegar and baking soda.
One quick thing I want to go back and keep where you're at. North Star Prep Center is asking about what is Sasson. Oh. Sasson is it's fairy dust from the gods that has been sprinkled down. No, it's a Latin seasoning that is very, I can't even put my finger on it. It's not like taco seasoning, but there are elements that are in taco seasoning that are there.
Yes.
It's very Cuban. It's very not Spanish like Spain.
No.
South American kind of food. A lot of pop. There's garlic in there. There's a lot of, it's really, really great on things like red beans and rice. Really great on things like fish. Chicken. Oh my gosh. You put some oil and a little bit of vinegar with this Sasson on a chicken. Let that marinate for a day. It's done. Forget it.
Yeah.
And Christa's version of it is better than any I've ever tasted. It's just better than any I've ever tasted.
Well, and there's not tons of sodium in it.
No.
There's no MSG in it. It's just one-word ingredients.
Right.
So
anyway,
simple ingredients.
Going back to household cleaners.
Household cleaners. For a window cleaner, again, vinegar and water and a couple of drops of Dr. Bronner's cast iron soap. Then what else?
We make our own window cleaner.
I was just...
I thought you were talking about the soft scrub.
No, the soft scrub, they're very similar ingredients, but for the window cleaner, we don't use the baking soda. For the soft scrub style cleaner, it's baking soda, Dr. Bronner's. I always use peppermint. It just makes the bathroom smell so good and clean instead of that vinegary smell. The Dr. Bronner's, the vinegar, baking soda, and a tad bit of water, and that makes a fantastic soft scrub. We use it in the toilet, in the tub, on the counter. Anytime we need to scrub some soap scum off of the walls, it just works great.
I'm just trying to think. Those are the two main ones that we use.
That's pretty much all we use.
But then you're talking, guys, that's like pennies.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're talking less than a quarter to make a bunch of it. And the vinegar actually acts as a natural disinfectant, and it's good all the way around. That saves you a ton of money.
Yep.
What else we got?
Paper towels. Stop buying paper towels.
Oh, my gosh. Get some rags. Go to garage sales. Pick up old towels. Cut them into the, whatever you want. You can pick them up for a quarter sometimes or less.
Yeah.
Cut them into the shapes you want, and then you can reuse them. Use them till they're rags, and just then tie them into a knot and give them to the dog to play with.
Right. We, in the past, I have just gotten those big packages of rags from Walmart. They're just washcloth size. I think it's $4, maybe $3.92 or something like that. for a package of 18 of those, where you're spending the same amount of money on a roll of paper towels you're going to use once and throw away.
Yeah.
And that's just, we stopped buying paper towels, what?
Years ago.
10 years ago, maybe?
Years ago. And you know what? At first, it's an adjustment because you're like,
I need a paper towel. No, there's a rag right there. It's clean.
We save so much money on that.
So much money. And, I have to run the load of wash anyway. And that's pennies. We have a well, so we're not paying for water. The propane to dry them is really not a big deal. It's, what? Oh, I'm like, you're being ripped off? What?
Yeah.
What happened? No,
right.
the paper towels. I get it.
So other
That's
things
funny.
around the house.
Other things around the house, haircuts.
Oh.
This is a big one. You need another one already.
I'm not too shaggy yet.
Not too shaggy?
Not just yet.
So, okay, since our children were very young, especially the boys, I've always cut their hair until they had a job, and they didn't want mama to cut their hair.
They want mom's haircut. They want to get style.
Fine. I'll cut your hair for free, but if you want a different style, you got to go pay for that at the barbershop, brother.
And they did.
And they did.
When they got old enough. And
Right.
guess what happened when Jonathan got old enough? He stopped going to the barbershop.
And started doing it himself.
Yep.
Which was great.
Well, and even if you've never done it before, first of all, okay, ladies' haircuts, yeah, I can get it. That there's going to be a little bit of learning curve there. I'm not sure that Mama wants me cutting her hair. No. And that's okay.
I will be completely honest. I'm the only one that goes to the salon. And I don't go to an expensive one. I'll go to Supercuts or Great Clips. Wait for a coupon. I'll spend $7 on a haircut. I will not pay more than $20. If I have to pay $20, I am irritated that I had to spend that much money on a haircut. But all of the girls and the boys, I have cut their hair from the time that they were babies.
And that alone, when you consider the amount of people that's in our house, that's hundreds of dollars a year. Hundreds of dollars a year. So you can spend $20 and get your clippers, or keep paying that. Yeah. My haircut doesn't change. I mean, it used to.
Right. Thankfully.
Back when I was in a band.
Yeah. Well, I used to do those haircuts too.
True.
So.
Very true.
Yeah.
So other stuff in that category. I'm seeing a lot of great interaction, guys.
There was another thing that I have stopped buying, and it's dryer sheets, and that has a twofold benefit. Okay, dryer sheets, yes, they can be costly. They also can clog your dryer vent. Okay, or not your dryer. Yeah, the lint catcher. Yeah. The wax that's on those dryer sheets clogs that dryer vent. If you use dryer sheets, okay, do this little experiment. Take your the lint catcher out, clean the lint off, run water on it. Just run some cold water on there. Does the water go straight through, or does it kind of puddle up on your lint catcher? Because if it puddles up, that means your clothes are not being dried efficiently enough.
Well, and that means you're wasting more electricity.
Exactly. Or propane if you have a propane dryer.
Yeah.
That was something I learned years and years ago, and I stopped using them. Although I hate staticky clothes. Yeah, Tyler, you can use a clothesline too.
Yep.
But staticky, you can kind of help to eliminate the static in your clothing by using the wool dryer balls. That really does help to dry the clothes faster, and it reduces the amount of electricity or propane that you're using to heat to dry your clothes. What was the other thing I was going to say? You don't know.
You were doing your thing.
I know.
Drying clothes?
Drying clothes, you use the dryer balls, and it like I said, it reduces the amount of time your dryer is going, and it helps to reduce that static. If you don't, you have to time it to where the clothes are just dry. If you over dry, that's when the static really sets in. There's a lot of static in there.
Did you talk about dryer balls?
Yes. I said use the dryer balls. It helps to dry the clothes faster.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so let me see what you got over there. Now, I will make a mention of this. that there's a lot of people that say that you can make your own dry or washing liquid, your
Laundry
clothes
soap.
washing, laundry soap. And you know what? If it works for you guys, great.
Right.
We've gotten those saponification balls, the
Soap nuts.
And they work okay.
They work.
But we got smelly kids.
We have farm clothes.
And so they just did not cut it.
Right.
It did not cut it. And that's one thing that we do have to spend money on, but we still make sure we're not buying the name brands. Well, we do get a name brand, but it's a cheaper name brand.
It's a cheaper name brand. We don't buy Tide. We don't buy all of those. Okay, if you look at your aisle, your laundry soap aisle, you got Tide on one end, which is the most expensive, and it seems like they decrease in price all the way down. The further you get down to the cheap stuff. And
that's where the Purex lives.
We buy Purex. I love Purex. Okay.
Purex.
I honestly have tried making my own soap, and I know lots of people have great success with it. I like my clothes to not smell like the farm. So I'll use the Purex and I'll use vinegar because it really does help to eliminate that barn smell. But it's just funny because Tide is so expensive. For a small container, it's like, $20. And then I spend $6.97 on a big, humongous jug of it. It even has the baby soap. We love the baby soap.
Yeah.
It's $3 for the baby Purex. And it's for a big container. I love it. But
now, here's another one that we've not been successful with.
What's that?
We've tried it. It did save money. It was not good. Toothpaste.
Yeah.
We've tried to make our own toothpaste using the diatomaceous earth as your grit, and then trying to add essential oils, and it just didn't get it to where we were happy with it. Yeah. It just didn't. I
didn't like it. I really didn't like how gritty it felt, and I just didn't like it. Sorry.
Well, you know what? Everybody's still sharing a lot of great stuff. So let's move on to entertainment.
Okay.
This was one that I personally drove me nuts. Cut your cable bill off. Just shut it off.
Yeah.
It's not, most of the stuff there is not really worth watching anyway. And get yourself, if you're like, oh, we like watching movies, well, get Netflix.
Yeah.
Or get Amazon Prime. Or any of those streaming services that are cheap, like Hulu, Roku.
There's even a clean, a really PureFlix. I don't remember how much it is.
The problem with PureFlix, and we're Christians, is that I can't stand how bad the content is.
It may be clean. It's hokey. Yeah.
Let's just say, as a guy, I would beg to watch Hallmark movies over this. I'm not getting any explosions. I'm not getting anything cool. Yes, the content's clean, and we endorse that.
Right.
We do endorse that.
Right.
But it's just, my gracious.
Right. There's another one that is mainly British shows or Canadian ones. It's called Acorn TV. That one is really inexpensive. I think it's $5.99 a month. And you get all of these really cool shows. I like that one.
Okay. Jean Marie, you just hit one that I was wanting to say, so you beat me, sister. Go, ditch that cable bill. Most libraries now have incredibly good selections of DVDs you can get for free.
Yep.
If you don't want to do a streaming service, you can do this.
Right.
When we lived in Cincinnati, their public library system was insane.
Yeah.
There had to be 20 different locations.
Oh, yeah.
They were all connected. And if you wanted something, you could go online, and anything you could think of, they had it, number one. And number two, you would just go click and then send it to My Library. Yeah. They would truck this stuff around the city, and then they would let you know, hey, email, your video's there if you want to go get it.
Yep.
Does that with CDs, even albums, and of course books and other kinds of media.
Yep.
So entertainment is something you really don't need to pay a lot of money for anymore.
No.
Unless you just are like, you know.
Okay, C says free movies on YouTube. There are actually lots of movies on YouTube.
Yeah.
And lots of TV shows that you can find on YouTube. So, and there's lots of homesteading educational shows
On Big Family Homestead.
Big Family Homestead.
Click that subscribe button.
In the bell so you get notification. Sorry.
So
Sappy plug.
That's another one. Now here's one that's a favorite of mine. Is get a local or statewide guide, even if you got to go to the Chamber of Commerce or whatever you got to do. Find all the local festivals and fairs. A lot of them are free. Like we generally have something to do when the snow's gone till the snow comes back. Every weekend there's something that you can do within a 2-hour drive that's generally free.
Well, and not just one thing. There's probably 10 or 15 things. You just have to pick the one you want to go see.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, those festivals, we had a fun time last weekend.
Well, we had one good experience and one not so
good
good experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay. And then another thing too. You could choose to spend a lot of money if you wanted to go to a sporting event. I'm not into that. Or you can choose to maybe just wait and watch it on TV. You could. Or here's the other thing too. Buying an antenna, if you live in a rural area, buying an antenna and getting all of your local channels for free is a heck of a lot better of a deal than if you're saying, well, I just want to watch the news and I want to know what's going on locally and I want to watch this and that.
And you're spending $100.
And I got to watch Matlock.
Right.
Matlock.
Yeah.
And you're doing that just to get your local stuff. Well, get a good antenna that's going to cost you less than $100, and then you just saved yourself in the long run a ton of money.
They're razzing us about the Polka
The
Fest.
polka.
Yeah, it's free unless it's a Polka Fest.
That is true.
They had food though.
Yeah.
So that's probably why there was a fee. Okay, can I tell the funny story?
About?
The restroom?
Go ahead.
Okay, so
You got to keep in mind, though.
we had to drive. We drove an hour to get there, right? Or was it about 45 minutes? About 45 minutes. And I had to go to the bathroom. Okay? TMI. So there's no bathrooms around.
They weren't going to let her in.
They weren't going to let me in. And I'm like, can I just use your bathroom? She's like, well, and I put my hand up like I'm talking on the phone.
I don't know.
What's wrong with me?
I have no idea what you're doing.
Question is, what's not wrong with me? Anyway, so I go in. It's just like, can I just use the restroom? She's like, well, you have to make sure you come out this way, and yet you actually come out and leave.
Like I was just going to lie to you and go in.
I'm not going to go in and hang out. Look at my age. I'm 30 years younger than everyone in this building.
And not to mention that we had just brought everybody into the foyer. They saw us with a gaggle of children and me. And then so I guess the idea is that she's going to steal her way into the Polka Fest while the family waits outside.
I'm going to let them in the back door, I think is what she was thinking. No, I just needed to go to the restroom. And it was just really funny. It's just really funny. But she
didn't want to let you in.
No, she didn't want to let me. I'm like, I had to go to the bathroom. And I'm not going in the porta potty.
So
anyway, TMI.
There are tons of festivals. There are tons of, really cool small town things that you can do that not only are going to be fun for you,
right,
but also support your local community.
Yep.
That's great. And, I'm just looking at some comments here. You can Google, guys, how to make your own antennas out of things like Pringles cans.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
There are people that would hack Wi-Fi with them.
Oh.
Just saying.
Not us. We didn't do that.
No, we don't.
We won't do that.
I just may know how to do that.
Yeah, but we won't
we
do
don't.
that. No, we won't do
We
that.
do not. We pay for our own internet.
No.
Another
okay. Let's move
Let
on.
the cat out of that bag.
Yeah, no kidding. Another thing, these are some miscellaneous things. There are Dollar Tree stores all over the place. Now Dollar General is not the same thing as Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree is where everything is $1. Dollar General, they have different prices on different items. So I think everything's like I don't even know if, I don't know. We don't shop there. I can't say what it is. But the Dollar Tree has tons of great deals in there. You do have to be careful, though.
Sometimes it's not a good deal.
Well, and you have to be careful of some of the products as well.
Yep.
Toothpaste, the Dollar Tree sells Crest or Colgate or whatever, but whatever the P&G brand is, we don't buy it. They don't have a plant in Africa. So don't buy that one.
From Africa.
Don't buy that one. You have to pay attention to the labels. The things that I like to get there are their tortillas. Their tortillas are fantastic. And there's 10 in there for $1.
Yep.
So they're 10 cents a piece. Another thing I like to get is the storage bins. Mm-hmm. You know, they have, you know, all these really cool, pretty cloth ones that everybody's putting on their shelves. They have ones that are cloth. They're not the highest quality, but they're $1. And if it breaks, so what? Go buy another one. Greeting cards are another huge deal. I think they're 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be careful though, because there are things that are cheaper at Walmart than there are at the dollar store.
Right.
Like, you know, if we are having like some special event and the kids, like every once in a while we'll do like family movie night, or we'll do an event where it's going to be like the kids, we're going to put on a gala at the house, and then there's going to be a movie, and we're going to have pizza, and the kids get a little box of candy, and then, you know, we do that once in a while. Well, those boxes of candy they sell you at Walmart are $1. Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes they're not $1 elsewhere. You just got to be careful and watch.
Mm-hmm. They have them for $1 at the Dollar Tree.
Or they're smaller ounces.
They can also be smaller sizes.
Yep.
Office supplies. Dogs are freaking out downstairs. They have tons of office supplies. Just watch the quantities, because it can be cheaper at Walmart versus the Dollar Tree. I like to get a lot of some of our school supplies there. I don't buy crayons or paper or anything like that, because I can get that cheaper during the back to school sales at Walmart. But if I'm really needing like paper clips or things like that, note cards, you just got to watch. You know, how many's in this note card package versus the one at Walmart. So, but
you know, it's funny. I'm looking at some comments, and I got a funny story to tell. Somebody, where is it? I can't find it right now. Greeting cards. I hate spending high dollars on greeting cards.
Yeah, I did say what
This is kind of a funny thing. At the church that I worked in, it was customary that on somebody's birthday, the rest of the staff would pay to take that person out to lunch. Mm-hmm. And then everybody had to bring a gift card, or a greeting card. And I didn't know. I'm just like puzzled, you know. So the very first thing I did was, well, what's Weisenheimer Brad do? It was like, I thought, well, okay, this is going to be fun, right? Funny. And so I
birthday dinner, lunch.
The first birthday lunch, I it was a younger person, so I, instead of getting like a "Hey, aren't you great, sappy birthday" card, I got him a sympathy card.
I thought that was for your boss.
Yeah.
Oh, there you have it.
Didn't really go over well.
No.
No. And then when I didn't get it, I didn't get that you're supposed to go and buy like a $5 card or something that pops out, and I was like, I don't know, I have a stupid $5 card.
Didn't you do like a construction paper and crayons one time? Yeah.
That was next.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was wrong. I thought it was about the thought.
Yeah, apparently.
And then I tried just a regular old quick pick lotto ticket. That didn't go over very well either. I'm like, well, hey, you know, why not?
I put a lot of thought into these. You should at least appreciate the thought I put into it. But apparently not, because they're surface.
I'm spending $1, and you've got a chance to make $1 million.
You know, my grandfather.
What would you do?
He used to just tape $1 on the package.
That's smart.
Forget the greeting card. I'm going to give you the buck. So that's what my granddad used to do. That was really funny. So.
All right. Well, anyway,
the kids all love that, because we're getting $1. Forget the present. We got $1.
Got $1. Got $1.
Right. So, okay.
Couple more things.
Couple more things. Miscellaneous stuff. Travel-sized products. If you have to travel a lot or you're going on some trip, don't buy the travel-sized stuff that they have at the store, because you're spending $1 on, 2 or 3 ounces?
You're never going to make the deal.
You're never going to make the deal. A lot of the hotels, that if you're staying in a hotel, have those items. Mm-hmm. Just use those. And honestly,
or save one of yours until it's down to usable.
Stores also have travel size empty containers where you can take your dollar shampoo, which I buy the Suave shampoo. It's $1.92.
Yep.
For the big humongous bottles. And I'll pour it into, not that I travel a ton, but I'll pour it into those travel sized containers that you buy at Walmart. Or better yet, when you go to a hotel, bring those containers home, dump them out, dump them out, and put yours in there. Then it's
just
free.
Keep what you've used.
True.
Yeah.
True. If it's just it's silly little things like that are gonna add up and save you just a few dollars here, a few dollars there. It all adds up.
Yeah. And okay, let's talk. This one we didn't actually write down on the page, but it's something that I've been.
What? You can't go off script?
I always go off script.
Yeah, I know. As Claire would say, duh.
Duh. Bigger purchases. Stuff that's going to cost you serious bucks. Mm-hmm. There is a financial guru who's a believer named Dave Ramsey, and I generally really appreciate a lot of his advice when it comes to saving money. And if you've never heard of him, I suggest you check it out. Check him out. Dave Ramsey. Mm-hmm. I disagree with some of the things he says, just because I find some of the things he says unrealistic.
Yes.
In today's world.
Right.
If you have a family, it's really, really, really hard to buy any large purchase like a home without getting a loan.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
However, I just wanted to make mention of Dave Ramsey's name so that you can check into it for ways to get out of debt. Mm-hmm. He's excellent. He's an excellent resource on ways to get out of debt. And, I agree with most of what he has to say. There's just some things that I'm like, easy for you, dude. You're rich.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's, I love the envelope system. Where you have different envelopes for the different categories that you need to buy. Like you'll have a grocery envelope, household items, clothing. If you do haircuts, you can put haircuts, that kind of thing. And then you just set aside a little bit each month. And then if you use it, once it's gone, it's gone. That's a great way to save money. But
yep. And Tyler Woods is making mention of a huge one. Absolutely. Used car versus new car. It's a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When you drive it off the lot, it's worth, 30-40% less?
Yeah.
Just by driving it off the lot.
Don't buy a new car. Buy a used car.
If you can.
It's already got all the bugs worked out of it. Yeah. Hopefully.
Get it from a reputable place.
Exactly. Exactly.
But big purchases. Now, here's one that we've talked about in the past. This is one of the, practically most people, your home is your biggest purchase. Mm-hmm. Well, how do you get a good deal on a mortgage? There are plenty of places that you can look around, like Rocket Mortgage and all this stuff. But if you are interested in getting like an acre of land and a home, I would suggest, and we have personally done this, look into the USDA Rural Development Loan Program. Mm-hmm. It is zero down. Yep. And the interest rates are stupid low, and they're 35-year mortgages?
33.
33-year mortgages. Agreed that they make you jump through some hoops.
Oh, yeah.
But the hassle is saving tens of thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's zero down.
Well, they have, if you go online, they have a PDF that you can look at every state and county's income requirements by however many people you have in your household.
and you actually have preference if you don't make so much money.
Yep.
We've done it before. We've done it before, and we've introduced some friends of ours to it that live nearby us in Cincinnati, and they did it.
Yep.
They got an excellent home on a nice size lot.
Yep.
And it was hassle-free for them.
Yeah, it really was.
It really was. We had to jump through some hoops, but it was not that big of a deal.
No.
I mean, you have to take an online class that teaches you basic money making, not money making, but money management skills.
Well, and taking care of the house,
They just want to make sure you're not going to default on the loan because it's going to hose everybody.
Right.
And that program is called the USDA Rural Loan Development Program. It's in every state. And unless you live in a very packed city center, there's usually options around you that you can look and go pick your own house.
Right.
You can pick the house you want.
Yeah.
Go to realtor.com and check it out. I would check it out. But
Yeah.
that one's a huge one, guys.
Yeah. There are limitations, but it's limitations for every county is slightly different, and according to your family size, the size of the house is different. When we were in Ohio, that was, you couldn't get any house that was bigger than 1,800 square feet.
Depending on the family size.
And you couldn't get more than 2 acres.
Well, and that's depending on the area, which we found out.
Right. The township, if your township requires a minimum of 5 acres,
Then you get 5 acres.
then the USDA will approve a 5-acre piece of property because that's the smallest the township will allow. So
there is a question I would like you to answer because you're probably going to remember. Steve is asking 0 down, but do you have to pay PMI? I don't remember. Sorry, Steve. That's one you'll have to look up. But
I'm sorry. I really don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yep.
A long time ago. It was 2014.
Yeah.
So that was 5 years ago for us.
Anyway,
in reality.
The bottom line is this, guys. We're going to wrap up here real soon.
Yep.
But there are a million ways that you can save money.
Yep.
And it's so frustrating when people tell me I'm on a limited budget or I'm on a fixed budget and so I can't do X, Y, and Z. There are so many ways that you can always trim a penny. It's just most of us, if we're telling the truth, don't really want to. We're happy with what we're doing.
Right.
And we don't want to do any change.
Yeah. And real quick, the way that in our family, I pay the bills. Okay. So what I do is I just have a small, it's half this size, a spiral notebook that I write down all of the bills that are due for that month in the order of the month that they're due in. No, did that make sense? In the order?
Yes.
Okay. And then what we'll do is every month or so, we will look at that and say, okay, what can we trim? I think, I'm not exact. I think we can probably even trim more. But it's you have to evaluate that every so often. Okay, are we truly spending this much money on food? Are we truly spending this much money on household items when we can take that extra and pay it towards the mortgage or the car payment kind of thing? So that's another way that you can save some money. Not paying that interest on that car or mortgage is huge.
Well, and keep in mind, guys, that we've just spent only just a little over an hour, and we've talked about 50 ways that you can make money, not make money, save money, and you guys have shared 5 times that amount on ways that you can shave those dollars so that you can keep more in your pocket.
Yeah.
And so I would just suggest that if you rewatch this, if only for the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Like put something back on, listen to something else or whatever, but read back for the comments because there's been a ton. Every time I look over, I'm like, I want to talk about that, but I don't want to interrupt.
Right. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's just, there's a lot of great, content. So we may end up talking about saving money again next week, but we'll see.
Yep.
So with that, we are going to say adieu.
Adieu.
Parting is such sweet and sour.
Yep. We have kids to put to bed.
Yep.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
You guys have an amazing and blessed night. But before we go, I almost forgot. We usually say a prayer. We're a family of believers, and we don't hide that.
Nope.
We want you guys to stick around, but we also want to be respectful of people that may not think the same way we do. And I don't believe that Jesus is the kind of God that's going to bash people over the head and say, "You will sit down and listen." So we're not going to do that either. So if that's not your thing, we hope you stick around. But if that's not your thing, we understand, and hopefully we'll see you back next Monday night. But we're getting ready to go into a time of prayer. So with that said, guys, here's the thing. All of this preparedness, all of this money saving, all of the everything we do, in my opinion, if you don't have a right relationship with God, you're just wasting your time. And I'm not meaning that in a derogatory manner. I promise you. Yeah. It's more of I want to come alongside you and say, hey, man, don't you know there's a different way you could be doing this that's going to enrich everything. I'm not trying to be talking down or anything like that. I promise you I'm not. It's that without God in our lives, we're spinning our wheels. And so, at the end of the day, what do you want to do? Do you want to keep doing the same thing you've done again and again and again? Or do you maybe want to try something different and say, you know what, I do realize my need for God, and I want to move in that direction. So with that said, we're just going to say a quick prayer. We're going to call it night. Father God, we come before you, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of these people. Lord, I just ask that you would pour your love into each and every one of these folks' lives. Help them to see just how much you care for them, how much you want to bring them close. Show them the ways that you have protected them. Show them the ways, well, that you are God and we are not. We love you, Jesus. We thank you. It's in your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty, guys. So, Mama's going to do a little bit of tap dancing.
No, I'm not.
How are we going to end the show?
You click the button.
You said if I click the button, now it cuts it off.
Then go to black. Fade to black. I don't tap dance. I don't dance. I don't sing. I play the radio.
Well, let's put up a burrito recipe, shall we?
That's what we're going to make on Thursday, and we didn't talk about that.
Well, here's the recipe. Bye, guys.
Here's the recipe. Good night.